Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Festus and today I'll be answering the question, do you need a degree to be a software developer? If you're new to this channel, I make videos that help you navigate the tech industry or help you as a guide on your journey to get that tech degree. Now, today I'll be answering a question that a lot of people ask me on Instagram, mostly students that are still in high school or people who just finished that but don't really know what route to go, even though they are certain they want to be in the IT industry. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it. The first thing I would like to do is to define who a software developer is. You could know it as software engineer or programmer or coder, it doesn't really matter. All are almost the same, even though they have like distinct differences, but that is not the topic for today. It's the topic for another day. So these guys use particular set of skills to provide a solution for a problem. And the reason why I'm saying particular set of skills is because it depends on what platform or what stack you're actually providing a solution for. So talking about platform, what I mean simply is it could be the web, it could be mobile phones, it could be desktops, computers, and it could be video games. It's really vast. So now it is almost like art. Many people have said programming is like art. And like art, do you actually really need to go to the university to be an artist? Do you need to go to the university to be a photographer? So I'm just going to leave all of those questions for you to answer. But coming back to the point, in order to be a software developer, there are two routes. The first one is the traditional route, which means you finish high school or secondary school as it's called in most Western African countries. You get into the university, study computer science or computer engineering, where you're supposed to learn how to program, which in most cases is right, in other cases may not actually be right. I'm sure if you're watching this, you might have seen my last video. If you've not, go watch that video so you understand what I mean. So the second route to being a software developer entails being self-taught. Now, being self-taught means you teach yourself how to program, you teach yourself how to build websites, teach yourself how to build applications for iPhones and all that. Now, which route is good in these times? The answer to this question is it really depends on where you are in life. When I say where you are in life, I mean your particular level. Are you in high school? And then again, that also depends on where you are, I mean as a location, and where you hope to be in the future. Simply put, I'm going to bring this back home. Now, whenever people say you do not need a degree to be a software developer, I know a lot of people who feel offended. They feel they are being attacked for having gone to the university to get their own degree. I went to the university, I studied computer engineering and mechatronics. Will I say it was a mistake going to the university? No, I wouldn't say it was a mistake going to the university, but if I had to go back in time and repeat it, would I go to the university? That's the question here. And you're probably hoping that I will still say no, but my answer is still yes. Now, even though I went to the university to learn how to program in multiple languages, I wouldn't really say the university taught me what I know today. I still consider myself a bit of self-taught. If you watched my last video, you would remember that I said the university gives you tons of skills, but it doesn't give you the particular thing that goes to the particular path you want to follow. Of course, in these days we have schools that have software engineering as a course, but even at that, it still is not streamlined, because then you're not taught to be a web developer, you're not taught to be a mobile developer, you're given everything. So you could want to be a JavaScript developer, and in the university you're being taught to use MATLAB or some old ancient language. I even did what's it called, a bit of Fortran. So I wouldn't really say old because it's still used, but at the end of the day, that is not what the industry needs at the moment. So coming back to the traditional route, which is the degree, does it really still matter even though the educational system is flawed? Is it still worth it to go to the university? And the answer to this question is in some cases, yes. And then again, there's a part where you're someone who is in a country where there aren't job opportunities. There are two ways to this. You can either learn, brush up your CV, build up your skills, and apply for a job abroad, which we know isn't really that easy. It could be tricky. Or you move to a country and go the student route, so you get the permit and possibly get a job. Now that is part of the reason why I actually chose to switch to computer engineering in the first place. Now I left medicine because I didn't have the funds, but then again, my family had sacrificed a lot and I felt there isn't really a point for me to go back. I need to make this worth it. So I entered computer engineering and mechatronics simply because it was broad. I could go into robotics, I could go as a computer engineer, software developer, network administrator, whatever. So then if you're coming as a student, so you have the permit to stay in Europe or in the US or in Canada and possibly get a job, then what is the point studying something else like maybe business administration or mass communication if you can still go the same route and then be in the IT industry alongside work? So that is it. But bringing it to an end, I'm going to say this: choose what works best for you. If where you're in, if you're American or you're Australian, there are tons of jobs out there. The system is more developed, so you don't necessarily need to spend all of those money going to the university. You can just pick up some. In modern times, there is something called a boot camp. So it's like a program that runs for a couple of weeks, could be months, or even span up to 6 weeks or more, where you're taught the particular skills for that particular job. So it could be back-end development or front-end development for the web. So you focus on that for 6 weeks and then you're done. So why do you have to take that huge amount of loan for a university that you're going to do for 4 years? Another thing I would like to say is this is something that I said, something similar to what I said last week. So you going into the university doesn't guarantee that you're going to be the owner of the next big Facebook. You're not going to be taught how to build that unless you push yourself. It is almost similar as what I want to say today. So like you going into the university to study computer science or whatever doesn't guarantee that you will be able to work for Amazon or Facebook or all of these big companies. At the end of the day, it all still boils down to what you know. So the opportunities you have going to the university is the same as the opportunity someone who does not go to a university has. At the end of the day, all that employers care about is, do you have the skills to do the job? That being said, long story cut short, choose what works best for you. Are you in Africa hoping to get some big job out there in Europe, America, Australia? Work on your skills. The skills can get you the job. Nonetheless, if you want to take a short route, the short route is take that study if you have the money to pay for it. Get to the location, you're a student. In most countries, you're allowed to work as a student. So that's it for today, guys. See you next week.